Welcome to the New Era Agency Protocols. In this video, I'm going to be revealing the 6 pillars that allowed our creative agency to scale from me doing $10,000 a month, feeling stuck, to scaling to over $200,000 per month. And these are the 6 pillars, what we teach as a part of the New Era Agency Protocols. Basically, the 6 pillars are offer, lead gen, sales, brand, systems, and hiring. And we're going to start with offer. When I first started Brandtegic, I was the guy who was like, yep, let's do it. And what that led to me was literally feeling like this. I was constantly burned out. I was in the business all the time. But the reason why I was saying yes to everybody was simply because of fear of missing out. I'd fear that I was going to miss out on a deal, miss out on some revenue. And because it was just me, and because I was just relying on word of mouth and referrals and anybody that could just like pitch stuff to me, it literally led to me just like burning out. And it also led me to being the bottleneck. And it was frankly confusing. I would have to come up with 3 different marketing messages. And that just like confuses people because they have no idea what you actually do, who you actually serve. If you're getting back surgery, would you rather go to Dr. A, who does wrist surgery, who does shoulder surgery, he does a general doctor, he helps with foot pain, or would you go to Dr. Jim, the back surgeon LLC, who just does back surgery? Would you pay more? Yes, you probably would. What we want to avoid is having to create 3 different pieces of copy, 3 ads, 3 websites, 3 systems, understand the businesses of 3 people. That's a disservice to your clients, and it's going to leave you at a dead end. What we need to do is we need to figure out who are we serving, what are their pain points, what are the desired outcomes, what are my expertise, and then we need to create an offer that's repeatable, delegatable, profitable, and scalable. First is the who. This is something like entrepreneurs doing $20K a month, HVAC companies with 10 plus trucks, luxury realtors doing $500K in GCI. And then the pain. What are their pain points? Okay, you're struggling to generate 5 to 10 clients a month from social media. Your creative sucks and people don't trust you. You're struggling to figure out what to post and turn views into clients. Then after we identify the pain, we need to identify what are their desired outcomes from social media or from XYZ offer. They want consistent deals. They want brand creative. They want repeatable strategy to drive leads. What we need to do is we just need to figure out how do we help get our clients from their current pain to their outcome. And that becomes your expertise. That is the problem, which is like a pill. Pretty much all we need to do is we need to define how do we get them from where they are to where they want to go. And that becomes your offer. After we come up with our target avatar, what we want to do is we want to come up with 3 different tiers of offers. Basically, what we want all offers to do is just be focused on outcome, because that way we can sell the outcome and then price becomes less of a factor and you become more valuable to them. So first things first, you'll see here is tier 1 is CPM. So this is the creative partner model. So the creative partner model is a model that allows you to have high profit, low overhead, not location bound, extremely scalable. It positions you as an expert and not just another agency. If you are just helping customers go from their pain to their outcome, and you have a defined step, can't we just productize our mechanism and teach some parts of the mechanism that's still going to get people to their outcome? I would highly recommend the creative partner model as it pertains to having it be a part of your offer suite. Now what we want to do is we want to talk about fulfillment. What we need to do is we just need to itemize all the steps. Then we need to figure out who I could hire to fulfill each step. Then what we need to do is we need to define how many hours this step is going to take, how much it's going to cost to hire somebody, and then I need to mark it up by 3 multiplier, a 4 multiplier, so that I can actually make profit on it. I rinse and repeat for every single step of my offer. This is a part of productizing our offer. We have a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to take us 20 hours to fulfill each offer. It's going to cost me as an agency owner $850 to fulfill this. And to the client, it's going to cost $2,550. Then we can see our profit is going to be $1,700 per time we sell this. All we need to do is set each step up with the SOP and find somebody to work the SOP. And the kicker is this is $1,700 in profit even after paying yourself $50 an hour. You get 10 clients, that's $25,500 in revenue. But what's important is it's $17,000 in profit. And this is how you go from being a glorified freelancer to an actual CEO. This is how you buy back your time, become a CEO. And this is the foundation of scaling your agency. Same thing that few of people in agency that I grabbed. Lennon, 3 6-month contract signed in less than 2 weeks thanks to Austin Schneider's help, $2,100 a month. He positioned himself with the creative partner model, and that really got the client over the edge. $3K deal with the creative partner model, no overhead, not really doing too much for them, but high perceived value with outcome-driven offer. First client with new offer. So now what we're going to talk about is lead gen. Most people rely on word of mouth and referrals, and I was that guy. I tried to go to these events and just simply drain myself. It worked, but the problem is that it works until it doesn't work. It's not scalable. You can't scale or predict when you're going to get the next referral or word of mouth. And the other issue is like I was the bottleneck because it relied on me going to another networking event. We need to have a client acquisition system that's kind of like a temperature gauge. As your business slows down, turn up the client acquisition system, get more deals. As it speeds up, okay, you can turn it down as needed. When it comes to client acquisition, there's really 4 ways that we go about coaching client acquisition. First is the momentum campaign. Next is outbound campaigns, which could be cold email, cold SMS, cold outreach. Next is the authority funnel, which is driving traffic to your Instagram page, page and setting appointments from there and closing deals from Instagram. And then lastly is inbound, which is positioning yourself as an authority to acquire new inbound business. What I'm going to focus on today is the authority funnel. Basically, the authority funnel is we're reaching a wide audience. We're paying for traffic. We're funneling them to our Instagram. We are setting appointments and closing the deals from Instagram. How this works is first, we want to be building a brand. Best known is going to be best all day. Next is we're going to have 2 ads. First ad is going to be a carousel ad where we're going to have a hook. Here's how ideal avatar our desire without pain. After working with hundreds, here's the 6 steps I'd follow. So we'd have a carousel with a nice hook. For example, here's how real estate agents are closing 5 deals per month from Instagram. Let me show you in 6 steps. Then we want to teach. So old way plus simplification. Stop posting market updates. Nobody cares about them. They want to know you can be trusted through content. And we have 6 different teaching points. And at the end, we have a call to action, which is DM me the word X to learn more. This is a carousel ad that we will post and boost from our Instagram page to our target audience to drive in more people opting in specifically for this. Then the second ad is going to be a traffic ad to get followers. If you're a niche and you want a desired outcome, but you're struggling to pain point, go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram where I show niches just like you how you can achieve desired outcome without pain points. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and give me a follow. What this is going to do is this is going to drive people to follow you. If you can speak to your ideal customer in this ad, you're going to start building an audience of your ideal customers. And with an effective script, you will draw on the ideal customer. So an example could be this: if you're a real estate professional and become the most known agent, blank, 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 Cedric said, I'm not going to sit here and read that for you guys. After posting consistently, we have these 2 ads up, we're going to start getting followers, we're going to start having authority, and we're going to start getting people DMing us the keyword that we've acknowledged in the carousel. What's next is we need to be retargeting. What retargeting is basically people who follow you, basically people who message you, people who visit your profile. We can create an audience and we can send ads just to those people. So we call those bottom of the funnel ads. Bottom of the funnel ad, we want to hit them with harder call to actions. This could be a lead magnet, a hard call to action, like learn more about how we can help you, a free training. We want to pepper people with the retargeting ads in the Instagram stories so that you're omnipresent. And what they're doing is they're consistently seeing their pain points. They're consistently seeing their desired outcomes and how you are aligning with their niche to help them achieve that desired outcome. And when they need something, guess who they're going to call? You. Then they DM you. Once they follow you, DM them, and then you do appointment setting. From opt-ins, we want to find the gap, we want to qualify and sell the call. Then we have the traffic. Anybody who follows you, we need to have speed to lead and reach out to them. You can help find the gap, you can add value, qualify and sell the call. Similar framework. Eventually you'll have a map like this where you can basically have they say this, then say that, if they say this, say that, and come up with your own scripts. Then from there, you should be able to get them on a call and close them conservatively. Let's just say 100 leads per month depending on ad spend. Let's just say 20% of the leads that you get, you're converting to a call. It's 20 calls per month. Let's just say you're at 30% close rate. That's 6 sales per month. And let's just say you have a $6,000 offer. That's $36,000 per month from an acquisition channel like this. Client acquisition system just like this one is going to allow you to have that thermostat type client acquisition system that will allow you to attract more ideal clients and make it easier for you to close deals. Then what we need to do is just test, monitor, and optimize. And afterwards, you're going to have social proof. You're going to have more meetings. You're going to have a full pipeline. And ultimately, you are going to have peace of mind. This system works as the same thing that 3 of our clients literally are running right now. 6 contracts from one client. Vanessa closed a deal for literally $4,200 a month for 3 months. Another client, 1 call closed with ads, $3,500 a month. So after the offer is done, we need to focus on sales. So if you don't have sales, you don't have a business. When I was first going in sales, because I had so much like word of mouth and referrals and I was a yes man, I was like, dang, I'm closing everybody. But it was literally because they were mostly inbound. It was referrals and word of mouth. And I literally had no upper hand when it came to it. I was just saying yes to everything. So it's one thing to get a prospect to agree to a call. And then there's actually converting them, especially at the volume needed in order to grow. And eventually you're going to run out of the pipeline of referrals and word of mouth, and you're going to need to reach out to someone who has no idea who you are. And we want to have a sales process that solves the problem and can identify the problems for the customers and help close more deals. A good sales process increases show rates, increases quality of leads, scales trust, and increases conversions. So 4 parts to the sale process. And first is the pre-call. We use the sales calendar through our sales infrastructure and CRM, which sends out the automated reminders. We send them a video to watch before the call so they can understand what they're about to get into, completely all automated. And then we have the call where we have a proven framework that works the same time every single time, which we teach to all agencies inside of Agency U because this actually works and closes deals. Then we review a sales presentation over with the client that is positioned to sell the process. And once we get them bought into the process and the outcome that process is going to provide to them, then they're already pre-sold. Then after the call, we do a post-call recap email. We send them a Loom video. We send them a follow-up email. We make sure that we're staying on top of them so that they don't get away. And after that, we nurture. We have a follow-up campaign that is constantly working for us, and we're constantly reaching out to them. We're having a really strong follow-up protocol so that no lead goes missed. You can automate this through our sales infrastructure and our CRM from the back end. Good sales process is going to give you more control, scalability, and ultimately more sales with your ideal customers. Guys, this is the same thing that one of our clients, 2 clients for 9.5K. Shout out to Austin and Gilberto for the sales frameworks. They work like an absolute charm. Another client, literally over $200,000 in deals by having a solid framework for sales, having solid positioning, and a solid follow-up protocol. Now it's time to focus on building our brand. Typical to-do list for most agency owners. I'm going to try not to get too overwhelmed. I'm going to do all the client work myself. I'm going to take some calls. I'm going to do fulfillment. I'm going to send the invoice. I'm going to follow up. And at the very bottom is building a brand. The reality is that you have a brand whether you know it or not. It's really up to you to control it in the way that you want to control it. Without a brand, we're always going to be competing on price, always having to build trust with cold audiences. We're not going to be seen as an authority, and we're going to miss out on business. I went hard on building my brand, and it paid off. And literally the numbers don't lie, okay? 4.9 billion people use social media. 46% of people said that they would pay more for a brand name that they actually trust. Shared values are a massive factor when it comes to buying decisions. And guys, when you're about to do business with someone, are you going to do research on them? I haven't spent a lot of money with someone without doing a plethora of research. Your clients are doing the same thing, and you need to be showing up. When we have an agency brand, we want it to be able to scale trust. We want to become more known. We want to increase the perceived value. We want to attract the whale clients. But before we even start, we need to make sure that we have our positioning dialed in, which is why we worked on the offer first. What are our customer pain points? What's our niche? What are our values? What's our unique mechanism? How do we help get them from where they are to where they want to go? Okay, and we also need to lower our expectations, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. So from a content strategy perspective, pretty simple. We want to teach our prospects how they can get from where they are to where they want to go. We want to give value, lead magnets, resources, we want to show results of our past clients and watching them win. In addition, we want to sprinkle in some personal life as well and things that make you human. As far as the types of content, it really does not matter, because what matters the most in my eyes is copy and positioning. From a social content perspective, here's something that we can do. Monday, here are the top questions I get about desire. Tuesday, here's how our client achieved desired outcome in XYZ. Then we're going to do like a lead magnet. If you're an ideal client avatar trying to desire without pain, here's 3 tricks you can implement immediately. Friday, do like a behind the scenes story. Show your life. What's the story of triumph? A big mistake that I see people make when it comes to building their brand is they're just trying to go viral. I would rather have 500 views of people who are my ideal client profile and I'm speaking directly to their pain points versus get 1 million views and a majority of them are not even in the context of what I even do. What matters more is that we're communicating our messages, and our messaging and our framing is communicated to our clients' pain points and outcomes from a positioning framework. Like, here's what we do. Catchy hook to keep the viewer's attention. The problem they're facing, focusing on pain points. Relate to them. Implication, what happens if they don't solve the problem? Need payoff, the benefits of paying it off and how they can do it. And if this is really confusing to you, go ahead and copy this into ChatGPT, paste it, and it'll create really solid frameworks. I was super consistent, posting 7 days a week for the last 5 years, and it's allowed me to speak in front of thousands of people simply by building a brand. Consistency wins here. If you can do this, we've been able to work with billion-dollar brands simply by having a brand. We've been able to work with whale clients, 5-figure retainers, multiple inbound businesses, layup sales coming to us, raising their hand, wanting to work with us, and building a culture. Guys, this is the same thing that Cameron did. Literally got a $285,000 whale client because he had a brand and he positioned himself as an authority on social media. Now it comes down to systems. So what I used to do is I would juggle everything. I'd be doing the sales, the fulfillment, the client success, the accounting. I'd be creating content. Really, how I perceive it is it's grind time. But what it really led to was me on this hamster wheel, me being exhausted at the end of the day doing this, and it led to me breaking up with my girlfriend. Literally had 0 friends. I would work from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. I wasn't present. I was overwhelmed, and it was a dead end. Until I realized, guys, if I'm always too busy to build a good system, then I'm always going to be too busy. Systems are paramount when it comes to business, and what I see, everyone tries to guard everything. Everyone tries to keep everything in their head. They don't have any systems that actually allow them to scale. We have everything in our head. We just need to dial it into a process. Scalability is repeatability. After creating thousands of SOPs and pages, here are the essentials that I see for agencies. One is a one-click onboarding system. So the moment a client says yes is the moment they have buyer's remorse. So we need to have a really dialed in onboarding system. 2 is client directory. We're going to store all your client information. How are you going to organize the notes? Productized process, making sure that the process is the same way. And then project management, making sure that you are able to hold people accountable. I'm going to focus today on productized process. So to do this, you have a way of doing things. Right now, it's probably in your head. So what we need to do, we need to get out of our head and onto a document. And if we go back to our offer, we've already laid out all the steps. All we need to do is start documenting those steps. We need to do it for every single offer. That is how we begin to productize our process. And what we can do is we can use a tool like Notion, where we can set up just like current productized process. You can create something that looks exactly like this. And then down below, you just insert the tasks for every single step. And then inside of there, you can assign who's going to be responsible for it, what stage is it in. And you do this for every single step of your productized process. And inside of each card, you just film a Loom video explaining exactly what to do at each step. And what you need to do just one time is hammer out your productized process. And this becomes the Bible essentially of your process in the way of doing things. We need to actually make it repeatable and concrete that by creating a really good process and making sure whoever we're going to be delegating it to is set up for success. And then basically with the productized process, we store this in the client directory. So whenever we get a new client, productized process lives there. We train the team on it. We improve it over time. And this creates repeatability in your business, removes you as the bottleneck so you're not answering every single question about every single step of the process, and grows your business. This is where you can start to begin to create project management tools, client directories, one-click onboarding, break everything out based off of your productized process. And a couple people have been just like crushing it with the productized process. Like one client, $5,800 a month and systems in place so they're not a slave to them. I know that feeling. First client brought on, renewed for 3 months, credit the systems and processes from agency U. Biggest challenge was creating workflows. SOPs have been a massive help. Systems run the business and people run the systems. We need to create really good systems so that we can set people up for success, which leads me to my next point, which is hiring. Now it's time to get the other people on board that can follow the systems that we created. When I first started, I was like, dang, like I'm making a lot of money every single month. I don't want to hire, like I'm stingy. Or like a lot of people don't hire because they have the scarcity mindset. They don't think they're capable of providing, or you're not set up to hire. Like you don't have the systems and processes, but we just kind of solve that problem for you. And it takes time because it absolutely does take time. But it's probably one of the best investments that you can make in your business is having a good talent acquisition system and finding the right people. Another thing that I see just in like the creative space is like we think our creative is like superior, but again, that just continues to position you as a glorified freelancer. We have our offer is now productized. Our pricing is priced to delegate. We know how to create new business and generate new business. We have systems in place for someone to follow. It's now time to leverage people and bet on yourself that you can provide and that you're able to grow your business. It's amazing what happens when you start to take action in your business and start to build momentum and use your time in the highest and best way. So this was me. And I realized, okay, I made a list of everything and I'm like, I could hire a lot of this stuff out. And I was like, boom, let's hire like half of these roles, which got me down to like 60-hour weeks to 23-hour weeks. I have more hours to focus on what I need to focus on, which is the sales, the operations, the management, the onboarding, the vision. And it comes down to identifying who we need to hire and hiring them. So steps to hiring our dream team is using our talent acquisition system, which I'm going to show you here in a second. First is the job description. Basically what we want to look at when we do a job description is we have a overview, we have a role, what are the responsibilities, smart expectations, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And this is extremely paramount because this is the KPI. People, when you hire them, they want to know what you define as being good. Okay, and then down below, internal meeting cadence, who they're going to meet with and when. You guys can screenshot this and use this as a ChatGPT prompt and it will spit everything out based off of job position, your name, roles, responsibilities, and smart expectations. Next is the job posting. So based off of the job description that we just created, we can use this framework here to have ChatGPT create a job posting that's exciting, fresh, innovative, attractive to your company, and also attracts the ideal candidates to them. After we do that, we create an intake form in the job posting, which you'll see here, is to be considered, drive them to intake form. We drive them to an intake form. If they follow instructions, then they'll fill out the intake form. And on the intake form, we're asking the qualified questions that you would likely ask on the first interview. So you can also use ChatGPT to do that too. Create me an intake form of 15 pre-screening questions to see if this person is the right fit for the role. Then we want to be able to post it depending on the talent that you're looking for. You can post on Indeed, social media, like hashtag research and find people, onlinejobs.ph. I don't know why that's not there, Upwork, etc. And basically, just like talent acquisition, we're trying to get a lot of people and we're trying to filter them down into our intake form. After you fill out the intake form, then you do an interview, you follow a process in order to do that. Then what we do is we do test work for like video editors. We'll send them test work essentially with really clear instructions. We'll send them a raw video, an edited video, and we'll ask them how long it took them to complete and how well they did based off of it. Then we're able to do a 30-day trial with them and see if it is in fact a fit. And after the 30 days, that's when you can make a decision. The reality is that the X factor is going to be you. You are going to be responsible for setting up your team for success. You cannot expect people to just be thrown in the deep end and they're going to live up to your standards and crush it. And what you need to do is you need to create trainings. You need to create ways to track the KPIs. You need to create the EOD forms. This is the same thing that we use to scale to over 20 people at our agency. Same thing Gilberto used to scale to over 25 people at our agency and grow a healthy culture, multiple A players. One of these wins got a bag on the talent acquisition funnel, was struggling to find their video editor, interviewed 3, 2 started test work and just hired their full-time editor. System is crazy. Another guy just helped their first video editor buy his first car this week and is probably his favorite win of the year. So this is a full circle approach that will help you go from where you are to where you want to go in a healthy way. This isn't just focused on sales or brand or systems or hiring or offer. The New Era agency protocols are a full circle approach to growing your agency so that you can scale healthily and you can scale profitably. You can grow in all areas, not just one single channel of growing your agency. So this offer is for people who are wanting to remove themselves from their business. They want to have a profitable agency. They want to have a scalable agency. They're wanting to go from being an operator working in their business to an orchestrator working on their business. And they want a copy and paste solution to doing that using the same protocols from 2 7-figure agency owners combined. Let me break it down for you. New Era is not a do-it-yourself where we're going to delegate you to a bunch of videos that are 45 minutes and you just watch a bunch of videos. And it's not a done for you. It's meeting you in the middle as a done with you type of offer. So we'll always kick it off with a 1-hour onboarding call where we'll work with you to identify, okay, what is the elephant that we can start working on and what are the first bites that we can start assigning to you so that you have a clear roadmap of what the next 4 months are about to look at. Then we'll also have action-oriented one-to-ones. What we want to make sure is you have access to us. We want to feel like a partner in your agency. In addition, we also have a 24/7 Slack support. So you'll have access 24/7 to myself and our team where you can ask us questions at any time, send us Loom videos, all that good stuff. We want to be accessible and we want to make sure that we're delivering an A+ product and service to you so that you can scale. We have hundreds of SOPs ready to copy and paste. So you know that systems and processes that we talked about? Well, all of them are already pre-built in here and you can literally just duplicate them into your page. This involves sales meeting templates, client directly, project management, one-click onboarding process, sales proposals, etc., and much, much more. Guys, if that is not enough support for you, we also do group calls at least twice a week. We will be jumping on group calls to talk about the latest strategies as it pertains to scaling your agency. We also have a Slack community where you get to meet other agency owners and connect with other agency owners. We have multiple channels where you can communicate your wins. And we have easy to follow videos. So again, these aren't going to be 45-minute videos where you just watch me doing a sermon. Essentially, these are videos that are easy to digest with a resource attached to them. Then we also have our sales infrastructure that you can literally just copy and paste the same automations, CRM setup, like calendar integrations, SMS setups. Thousands of dollars have been invested to our sales infrastructure and you get access to it for your agency. So if you're watching this and you're like, okay, is this for me? I'm going to share first who this is not for. So this is not for people who are waiting for their next client in order to start investing in improving your client acquisition system. Or it's not for people who are waiting to have more time in order to build systems that will free up your time. And it's also for people who just want to do it on their own and figure it out on their own. Look, you could watch another YouTube video. You could watch a video like this. You could watch multiple free resources on the internet, but you're going to spend hours scouring multiple different niches, multiple different people. You're going to try to consume and digest, and then you're going to test it out and see if it works, and then you have to go back to the drawing board. I've done that before, and it is a complete mess. Anytime that I've invested in a coaching program or mentorship, it has paid dividends. Let's talk about who this is for. So this is for people who are ready to join a program to help grow your agency now. So we have a high demand. We book a lot of calls. There's a lot of people wanting to get into Agency U, and we're looking for action takers who are serious about taking their agency to the next level and doing it right now. You can invest at least 5 hours a week towards the program. That includes one-to-ones, Slack communication, group calls, digesting some of the content, and doing the homework that we're going to be assigning to you. And you're willing to invest in the growth of your agency. If I can learn from people who have been where I want to go and shortcut my success, that's always going to be the best investment because I will do that all freaking day. So if you are as pumped as we are to chat with you, you are a perfect fit. You feel like this hits all of the pillars that maybe you've been experiencing in your agency. Make sure before the call you review the testimonials. When you're on the call, be in a quiet place during a Zoom, like please no like dogs or like be in a car or anything like that. And check out some more of our content. We have a YouTube channel where we post a lot of free content for people just like you so that you can get to know us a little bit more and a little bit more about what we teach. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on the other side.